Happy Wednesday. Thank you very much for joining us for tonight's broadcast on this wonderful 16th day of February. Our top stories.
President Paul Kagame reiterates that the collaboration between the German-based company BioNTech and African countries will eliminate vaccine inequality and ease access to medicines. A report by the Senate Committee on Social Affairs and Human Rights found that women in general have not yet made the most of the opportunities presented to them by the law. Now, 40 people have been killed due to storm-induced disasters in Rwanda since January 2022, according to the Ministry of Emergency Management. Many thanks for joining us for tonight's broadcast. I'm Ethan Teshabia.
And I'm Gloria Mutesi.
Hi, Gloria.
Hi, Ethan. It's good to be anchoring with you once again.
It's been a while since we last did this.
How have you been?
Good. Doing well?
I'm fine, thank you.
Quite a lot of stories. You should stay tuned because we have a lot tonight.
Absolutely. But starting us off tonight, President Paul Kagame has said that the collaboration between the German-based company BioNTech and other African countries, including Rwanda, will eliminate vaccine inequality and ease access to medicines that were normally imported from outside the African continent.
The head of state was speaking
high-level BioNTech
Inequality for Africa meeting held in Marburg, Germany. The meeting was attended by several leaders, unveiled the BioNTech modular container prototype known as the BioTainer, which will be used to manufacture vaccines in Africa, including in Rwanda later this year. We have this report.
Rwandan President Paul Kagame on Wednesday participated in the high-level BioNTech Vaccine Equity for Africa meeting alongside Presidents Macky Sall of Senegal and Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana, where the BioNTech group unveiled the modular container prototype known as BioTainers, which will be used to manufacture vaccines in Africa, including in Rwanda. President Paul Kagame said that this partnership will enable vaccines to be delivered to countries that otherwise didn't have access to these vaccines.
I think the importance of today cannot be overemphasized in the context of a number of things. One, how in different ways a partnership like this, bringing together pharmaceutical industry, in this case BioNTech, countries, our own countries on our continent of Africa, investments that are supporting us to realize the capacity to be able to manufacture vaccines end-to-end, which is going to address the vaccine inequity and other pharmaceutical products that all the time have to be imported into our continent and never manufactured there.
President Paul Kagame thanked Germany and other partners, including the European Union and the African Union, for the collaboration in the project. The high-level meeting was also attended by the leadership of BioNTech, including BioNTech CEO Agar Sahin, the Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, the Director General of the Africa Centers for Disease Control, Dr. John Nkengasong, and the German Minister for Economic Cooperation and Development. BioNTech CEO Agar Sahin stated that the company does not intend to prevent others from using their technology, but rather wants it to be used in a secure way and to reach as many as possible on all continents of the world.
In other stories, the East African Community member states, plus Democratic Republic of Congo, have embarked on a journey towards establishing a single policy on immigration and refugees on the regional level.
And as our colleague Sam Kalisa reports, the East African Community is currently inhabited by more than 195 million people, including 5 million immigrants and about 3 million refugees and asylum seekers, and more than 2 million displaced persons.
For the first time, institutions in charge of immigration and refugees in the East African Community have launched a series of consultative talks aimed at establishing a common policy and common laws regarding immigration and refugees on the regional level. The main goal is to make it easier for citizens within the East African community to work and live wherever they want within one of the member states. The regional director of the International Organization for Migration in the East and Horn of Africa, Mohamed Abdikair, noted that the harmonization of immigration laws and policies is an important factor in the integration of countries and making it easier for those who go to seek employment and settlement amongst member states.
I think the important thing to remember is the East African community has a very strong integration policy and also the free movement protocol that they've put in place. What is missing, and already the EAC is working on that, particularly my friend the DSG and his team, is the whole issue of a skills recognition. How can we make sure that a lawyer in Rwanda can work in Kenya? How can we make sure an architect from Tanzania can work freely in South Sudan? So it's a whole issue of skills recognition where we make sure that our universities accept the degrees from all our countries that we're living in.
This was also confirmed by the Deputy Secretary General of the East African Community, Vazivamo Christophe, who called on member states to expedite the process. What we requested is that relevant authorities, be it governmental, non-governmental and international organizations in the EAC member states, should go and discuss about the different articles that will govern this policy. And after that, we all meet and put them together and take the final decision to be implemented by member states. The Minister of Public Service and Labour, Gwanyindo Kairangwa Fanfan, emphasized that Rwanda is ready to support the program as it is an important factor in the integration of member states.
We are supporting it. We are trying to establish policies and laws to help our citizens to work or live in any of the member states, because after all, it is supporting the rights of our citizens.
Following discussions on the issue, which brought together leaders at various levels, ministers in charge of immigration and refugees in the community were expected to meet on Wednesday. However, talks ended with no major steps taken, but all parties agreed to meet again in April to continue the talks. The East African community is currently inhabited by more than 195 million people, including 5 million immigrants, about 3 million refugees and asylum seekers, and more than 2 million displaced people. Sam Kalisa, Rwanda Television News.
Sam Kalisa for that report. Now, a report by the Senate Committee on Social Affairs and Human Rights found that women in general have not yet made the most of the opportunities presented to them by the law. The report notes that the number of women in the workforce is small, with many still in the informal sector.
According to the report by the Senate Committee on Social Affairs and Human Rights, only 38.5% of women work and about 20.3% of women are unemployed. However, what many senators referred to as inconsistency is the fact that 84.53% of the land in Rwanda is owned by women, but they still find it difficult in accessing finances from lending institutions such as BDF to support their businesses.
My concern is on the informal sector, which in turn does not generate as much revenue. Can we think about other ways, such as a fund, that can support women in this category?
There's need for sensitization because there could be a possibility of women not getting approval from their husbands to use their land as security in the banks for fear of losing the property if the woman failed to pay back the loan. Is there a possibility of acquiring loan using a piece of one's share on the land?
I see there is a need to continue sensitizing women to make the most of their opportunities presented to them in the financial sector, such as BDF.
In this regard, the Senate Committee, led by Senator Umuhire Adri, highlighted the need for an in-depth analysis of the reasons why women do not easily get loans, yet they are the majority landowners in the country. The report shows that 53.5% of women are in agriculture, 54.4% are in business, 61.2% are in domestic work, while 4.7 are in transport. However, the report shows that the women's progress has been impressive, as the numbers of those pursuing vocational training has grown from 39.2% in 2017 to 41.1% in 2019. The report further shows that there is hope that women will continue to penetrate into all levels of vocational and professional sectors, but that there is a need for ongoing advocacy to help them make the most of their opportunities. Now, according to the Ministry of Emergency Management, 40 people have been killed due to storm-induced disasters in Rwanda since January 2022. Immediate help has been asked by the victims of the disaster-stricken areas, as some are without shelter. Sidi Patel reports.
It is known that January and February are the months of summer, but the climate has changed drastically. Available statistics show that more than 70 people have sustained serious injuries and about 370 houses has collapsed into gushing water as a result of heavy storms during this period. When the RBA arrived in the Birembo area of Bumbogo sector of Gazabo district, many residents have evacuated their homes as they feared that they could be affected by the floodwaters sweeping into their homes. The survivors of the recent disasters are seeking immediate medical attention. See the rains coming, and when it came, it washed away and it devastated our lives and houses. The assets and materials are gone. We have nothing left. We ran away to rescue our lives. So far, there is no help. Things are terrible due to heavy rainfall.
The rains have come abruptly. We did not see any signs of rainfall. It's a powerful rainfall. You can see around me, the houses have collapsed. We have 3 children who were threatened by the rain, but we have rescued them. But they are in a terrible condition.
Our wish is to call the government to help us to get where we can sleep because our houses were destroyed. We have been left with nothing, not even clothes. I have nothing on me now, as you can see me empty-handed.
The first thing they can do is get us a place to sleep. Another thing is to help us with materials, some food and clothes, because everything was washed away.
Housing conditions in some areas of Birembo and Bumbogo are one of the most catastrophic region, according to the Ministry of Emergency Management. Heavy rains have affected the production of crops in some parts of the country and is likely to decrease in the coming months if the climate change stays the same. The people working in Musha swamp in Ramagama district are closely monitoring their maize crops as they are worried it could damage the major crops during the harvest season. Director General of National Meteorological Agency, Amable Gahiji, notes the forecast shows that downpour will continue in the coming months and people should be aware of it and take precautionary measures. Habinshunti Philip, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Emergency Situations, says disasters can kill 90% of the people in the catastrophic area. Permanent Secretary of Ministry Emergency Management, Habishunti Phillips, said the rains have been above average in the past 2 months, but they are doing everything to increase awareness and collaborating with weathermen, stakeholders and media houses to reach communities as they seek to minimize the damage.
The ministry will continue to provide and avail advices. We will continue to collaborate with other institutions such as the Ministry of Local Government and districts and other partners to make sure that the technical advices are available, can reach the communities, but also to make sure that we use all channels, all ways to convey the message for resilience. And whenever there is a problem, whenever there is a disaster case, an incident, the ministry will continue to collaborate with partners and stakeholders to make sure we provide adequate assistance to affected communities. Every Rwanda citizen should be aware of the reality of the climate change and also on the other risk factors. And it is time to take action to minimize and prevent the damages and losses that we are experiencing. So we are saying that we have had an increased rainfall, but we are not yet on the peak of this rainfall season. We may even expect more rainfall during the upcoming long rain season. That is why the prevention, mitigation, awareness is necessary for every Rwandan to cope and to mitigate the risks. Specifically, we have a special risk of people who are being threatened by lightning strike, and we think there is it is very possible to mitigate and to minimize those losses.
Gizagara, Huye, Rutsiro, Gororero, Yabihu, Yagatare districts are the worst hit areas. Siddhi Patel, RTV News.
Unfortunate scenes coming there from people that have lost shelter. You know, Ethan, the rain has been falling as if it's on a mission.
I know, Gloria, to be honest, I think climate change is real. If you look at the trends, I think January and February used to be dry.
It's supposed to be minimal rain or minimal or none.
I know, yeah? And when we come to the studio, it was actually raining.
Yeah.
Quite a tough one. Please stay safe if you can, wherever you are, because climate change is actually real.
Absolutely. Let's move on now to other matters where the Institute of Legal Practice and Development is requesting the Ministry of Justice to support the institution in terms of capacity, staff and infrastructure, as it initially had only 2 programs and now has 14 in total, hence the need to expand.
Now, this was echoed by the Minister of Justice and Attorney General Dr. Ujira Sebuja Emmanuel, who paid a working visit to the Institute to look at the functioning of the institution and the issues that need to be addressed. Jan Motoni reports.
The Institute of Legal Practice and Development was inaugurated in 2008 with only 2 programs at the time. Ishimi Deborah, a Rwandan, and Edang Raymond Brandy, a Cameroonian, both study at the school. They say that the knowledge they gain will make them real professionals in the legal sector.
Iyo uri muri universite wiga amategeko bakwigisha theory.
When one is in a law school, usually you're taught in theory and the principles, and not practically, like how it is actually applied in court, or relating it to a client's case. So what this school does is teach you the theory and also show you how to apply it. For example, if you're in a court, how to handle yourself in court, and how to effectively help a client while using the law to deal with his or her case.
Uri kumwe n'umukiriya umufasha uti ni gute ufata rya tegeko ukarihuza n'ikibazo ufite.
When I heard of ILPD, I thought it was just like a normal institution, but when I came here, I discovered that everything that is being done here is very professional. There are a lot of professional trainers. What I've gone through so far for the past approximately 2 months I've been here, I think I've acquired a lot. And I think before I leave this place, I'll be a fully fledged lawyer while waiting for the bar exams to be launched.
Initially, the ILPD had only 2 programs, and now it has 14. Its principal, Dr. Kaihura Muganga Didis, says that its current standards call for empowerment or support on various levels.
Hari abahugurwa mu bihe gito, hari abaza kwiga mu programme igihe kirekire.
We have students with long-term courses and short-term courses. Our building had the capacity for only 2 programs, but now we have 14 programs that have been certified to be offered, which means there is need to expand the building so that we can accommodate all students in various programs.
The Minister of Justice and the Attorney General, Dr. Ujira Sebuja Emmanuel, says this school has been productive for the last 13 years, which has been significantly seen through those that graduated from there. He says it is important that it continues to expand.
We believe this school has the potential to achieve many things. As you've seen, during the few years of which it's been operating, it became famous as many students were enrolled, and not just Rwandans, but also foreign students due to its achievements. Definitely, there is still more to improve, as there are new programs that are going to come in line with the country's level of development, so that we provide programs that serve as solutions to the existing challenges in the country.
Since the day ILPD was launched in 2008, about 2,500 students have graduated from there. In its various branches across the country, about 500 students have have been enrolled, excluding short-term students. Jane Mutoni, RTV News.
Thanks, Jen, for that report. Now, people carrying out farming activities in Charhogo Swamp in Tigabiro sector, Ramagana district, stress that their production of rice has increased since their partnership with the Japanese Development Agency. Innocent Mugabo has this report.
Mukasibomana Pascaline is one of the 1,164 rice farmers in the Charhogo Swamp, covering an area of 349 hectares. Pascaline and her colleague Wamuranje Babiana are pleased with the way rice production in the swamp has increased since its preparation, which made it possible for them to get access to enough water. Yields per hectare have increased from 3.5 tons to more than 7 tons, to the extent that in the near future they also expect to reach 7 tons per hectare. Japan, through the Japan International Cooperation Agency JICA, have invested about 17 billion in the development of the swamp. Rwanda Agriculture Board's Monana Gilles states that farmers here were given the knowledge on how to take care of the swamp. This is an extraordinary thing in a way that after only 2 years, people here hold full responsibility of this project, something I believe that also benefits the government. In 2020-2021, farmers learned how to make use of the water so that those who need it for other activities such as fish farming, mining, among others, pay for it, thus earning more than 7 million Rwanda francs in just 9 months. Japanese ambassador to Rwanda, Masahiro Imai, states that it is a great idea putting these water activities in the responsibility of farmers.
It's a very good system for Rwandan people because by entrusting association or cooperative with the management of the water by themselves, it will create the incentives for farmers or the autonomy for farmers to do more, to produce more, to improve their way of working. So I think it's a good example of Japanese cooperation.
In addition to the Charhogo swamp, Japan has also contributed to the construction of water collection and irrigation infrastructure in the swamps of Ngoma district on 435 hectares, 109 hectares in Gisagara district, whereby, through their support, 977 hectares are irrigated and cultivated by 5,280 farmers. The Deputy Director General of Rwanda Agriculture Board, Dr. Buchagu Charles, stresses that there is a plan for self-sufficiency in domestic rice. We have plans to increase the area on which rice is cultivated. For example, this year, we have a new project set to increase 17,000 rice cultivation areas across the country. So we hope that by the end of this project, all issues to do with rice will have been solved. During the 2021 air-crop season, rice was cultivated on more than 15,000 hectares of land and 63,950 tons of produce. So far, Rwanda imports 48% of the total rice needed in the country. Innocent Mugabo, RTV News.
Now, we leave it at that, but this is unscripted. For the next couple of days, months, or maybe years, we'll not be seeing Gloria Mutesi on these very screens of ours. Gloria, it's been fun for the last 2 years now.
Absolutely. Give it to you, Ethan, to put me on the spotlight. But yeah, it has been a wonderful and very, very fruitful 2 years and 2 months now. And unfortunately, this is where I leave you for now. You never know. But I just wanted to express my most sincere gratitude, most sincere gratitude to each and every one of you, our dear viewers that have supported me throughout this journey for the last 2 years, of course. And it's quite, it's quite emotional, but I'm super, super grateful for every time you welcomed me into your homes every day, when you tuned into the news, for the people both on screen and for the people beyond the screen, of course, in the field, everyone that gave me interviews, or everyone that really made my work here and my job here a success. I really, really thank you. And also to my colleagues, my colleagues that I've been working with, and of course, both on camera and beyond camera, the people that make us look good, yeah?
Yeah.
So I truly, truly appreciate, wow, what a zoom. I truly, truly appreciate. I'm really emotional, but it's definitely see you soon. But for now, thank you. God bless you. Stay kind to each other, and yeah.
So on behalf of the English News Department, the News Department, and of course, on behalf of everyone who wishes you well, we wish you well in your next endeavors. It's been fun doing this with you, and we hope to see you back soon. Because this profession, it's always to see you soon.
What a wonderful last bulletin, of course. It's been really, really great. Thank you, Ethan. Thank you for the support. And God bless you. God bless everyone. And
until next time.
Until next time, I'm Gloria Mutesi. Definitely.
I'm Ethan Tashobi. Bye for now.
Bye for now.